In 2008, after the huge success of what is now known as MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1, as part of the Phase 2 movies, Guardians of the Galaxy was announced to be directed by James Gunn, starring some known actors, some unknown, such as Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel.
He's not an actor though, but we'll let it slide.
So, he is in this one. And the movie was a huge success. The space action movie, if you would.
Took the world by surprise.
Nobody expected it. It was so much different than anything the Marvel has done up to that point.
We were very optimistic about it though, as we always are with Marvel movies.
Of course. And the new movie, erecting over 700 million at the box office, was a huge success. And to some people became one of the best, if not even the best movie in the MCU.
It's definitely the most popular of the MCU movies.
And it was set apart than the rest of the timeline, if you would. They tied it in, of course, with the after credit scene, but it was different than what Marvel was doing up to that point.
No, the after credit scene was an announcement for the Howard the Duck comics.
Yeah, but they did something with the stones.
Yeah, that's right.
So they tied it into,
because that was in Thor 2. Because they took, after Thor 2 ended, they took the stones to the collector who we met in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Anyways, back to the point at hand. The question is, and then for the Phase 3, I guess, it's now Phase 3, Marvel announced that they are doing the sequel to the Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. Movie came out a couple of days ago. It's gonna come out in some other places tomorrow.
Came out.
Well, we got to see it last night.
Yeah.
And the main question was, does the second movie, does Volume 2 live up to Volume 1? And our opinions somewhat differ on that one.
Somewhat. Not a lot, but
not a lot, but enough. But it does stand up to. It's even, in my opinion, it is even better movie than the first one.
I think it's just as good. It could, but
we're doing this non-spoilery. He has some concerns on that one because how can you talk about a movie, especially something this good without spoiling it?
We'll see how this goes.
The idea is to give it a non-spoiler review. I think we can do it, or at least we can try to some extent.
If we get to the spoiler territory, you'll be warned, but
or not. Either way, enter at your own peril. But
it's gonna be non-spoiler. If it goes there, we'll warn you.
Why did it? To me, why is it better than the first one?
Yeah, why is it better than
the story? Again, I don't want to go into the story, but the story stacks up.
Let's just, before we go into anything else, let's just say that, in my opinion, you should watch the first movie if you want to watch the second movie. I think you can watch the second movie by itself, but there is some, I mean, some of the characters that enter, like, in order to understand them to their fullest, you have to have seen the first movie.
Because something James did in this movie, he went deep with the characters. A lot deeper than he did with the first one. And
even though characters were very fleshed out in the first one.
With a lot of new additions to the cast, if you would. And you get there, you get to see what makes them tick. You don't necessarily get their background stories, but you get to figure out who they are.
You get a lot of that.
And why are they the way they are.
Exactly.
So you can watch it as a standalone movie, but we would recommend you watch the first one. Because it just makes everything make more sense and just makes everything a whole lot better, easier to understand.
Yeah, you don't have to watch any of the other MCU movies in order to understand this one, but first Guardians of the Galaxy definitely makes this movie, because this movie
makes it so much better than
definitely. It elevates the entire
to a whole new level.
Definitely.
That you can experience if you just watch this one without watching the first one.
Watching this one by itself, it will be just like watching a normal space fantasy.
But it's gonna be a great
movie. It's gonna be great, but you'll feel that something is missing, and that something that's missing is the first movie. So I would recommend.
Just puts everything in perspective.
Definitely.
Makes it easier to understand. Like I said, you'll understand it either way, but it just makes the whole story more. It fills it up.
It fills it up, deepens it up. It's more fleshed out. It's deeper. It's
a
more
lot deeper.
character development at its finest, in my
Like
opinion.
you have the story, but I think, and again, I mean, you have visual effects that are simply stunning. But I think the main focus of this movie is character development.
Definitely, and just like
Because
in the first
the
movie,
main, oh yeah,
these are five ragtag, you know, band of misfits who actually join forces together
to
because
save
in
the galaxy. To cut it short.
basically, like they were put in this circumstance and they joined up. And this movie takes place, I think, about a year. If I read somewhere, it's about
It
a
takes
year
about some time after, yeah. It's
after
not
the first one.
immediately.
So things happened, and we don't really know what happened, and we don't really need to know what happened. But in this set of circumstances, they're doing a job. They're
From
bounty
what we
hunters.
can figure out, they're not necessarily bounty hunters, but they have been working together for a year, let's say a year, and they have been doing various jobs
across
to
the
help
galaxy.
people
Across the galaxy for money.
for payment.
Yeah,
Not necessarily money, as you will see in this movie.
exactly. And yeah, so
You don't need to know the details, but here's the thing.
can we go? I mean, we're not spoiling the first movie if we say he meets his father in this movie because it isn't in the trailer. So even if you haven't watched the movie, the first movie, you know he gets to meet his father if you saw any of the trailers.
Yes.
I think that's not spoiling anything. Played by Kurt Russell, which was... I love seeing Kurt
We
Russell
love
in
Kurt
movies.
Russell.
I love Kurt Russell in anything. And
You know, I mean, he plays such a role as he did here. Stop.
No, we're not gonna
tell you what he's doing, why he's doing it, but he's there
If
and
you
he's
read-
great.
if
I
you-
mean, if you read the comics, you probably know.
You will know. You will know. What
If you
he's-
didn't,
don't worry about it.
No reason to spoil it for you,
Yeah.
but he's great.
Because this movie is pretty much, they took a comic book and, or
It's a lot more comic booky than the first one,
definitely a lot more
and
comic
even
book.
a lot more comic booky than other stuff that happens in the MCU.
And they bring back the humor, they bring back the music,
Listen, you're gonna-
they bring back the character interactions among each other, they bring back the... I'm gonna say the villains, even though they're antagonists like Yondu and the
And
Ravagers.
they show him to you in a whole new perspective, whole new light.
Oh,
Yondu, Nebula,
listen,
they all make a return here, but you listen.
We've been watching the Guardians of the Galaxy animated TV series, and Yondu is a recurring character, and like you grow to love all those characters, like just through that, even though it's like an alternate version of these characters.
But what they do
So
with
seeing
them
it
here-
again in this movie and seeing the way they actually... There was a lot of stuff that I saw in the animated series that they actually took and put into this movie, which was also cool to see. So seeing these characters, like seeing their background stories, seeing their interactions, and just the banter between each other is amazing. Baby Groot, you may be worried that he steals the show, but he definitely
doesn't steal the show, but
Every
he gets
scene-
a lot of screen time.
yeah, everybody
He gets a lot of.
If we're going to talk about screen time, I think every character gets enough, just about enough of screen time to tell the
Nobody
whole
gets
story.
excluded. Every character gets
It's very
screen
much
time.
like Civil War was.
You get enough
But there's
screen
less
time to
character
actually
than-
figure out what's happening with which character.
You will
With each character.
Yeah,
In all their interactions, all their banter, as he said, all their... Listen, you're gonna be entertained, you're gonna laugh your butt off,
you're gonna
and
cry.
you're gonna cry. Like, just prepare yourself. Like, yo, I'm a man, trust me, you'll cry.
There's a
It's-
few.
it's gonna happen.
There's a few moments.
And all the other time, you're gonna be laughing your butt off because it's that kind of movie. But it transcends, at least to me, anything else that Marvel has done up to this point.
And
The story that went into this, the characters that went into this, the whole interaction between them, the whole... You're gonna see it when you see it, because it's hard to explain. But it's
Without
so much
spoiling
better,
anything.
without spoiling anything, of course. But it's so much better than what you even think it can be, and I'm pretty sure you have high expectations.
Peter Quill's background story, his dad's
mom, his
ego's background story, his mom too, Gamora and Nebula's story in general.
Mantis,
a brand new character introduced in the MCU.
Even Drax gets.
Oh, Drax is amazing, so funny and hilarious. Rocket Raccoon, we get a whole new side. Well, not whole new side to the Rocket Raccoon,
we get to see a different
but
side. We get to see what makes Raccoon, Rocket.
And don't call him a raccoon, man.
And Yondu, his story, his involvement in everything that happens in this movie.
And listen, we knew Ravagers were dangerous and that they were all across the galaxy, but we didn't know how much.
And that's where Stallone's character comes in.
Oh man, like
he gets enough screen time to justify what's going on.
If you're excited to see Stallone in this movie, he's there for like a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and that's
he shows up, what, 3 times, counting the after credit scenes?
No, he wasn't in the after credits.
Yeah.
He was at the end.
No,
yeah, whatever.
He shows up 3 times.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
speaking
so good.
of the mid and post credit, there's 5 mid and post credits
so
scene
don't
total.
leave.
So don't leave your seat, stay in the seat. Because the announcements they
don't tie you into anything that's gonna be happening necessarily in the MCU after this, but they are
on Earth.
But they are a big part of what's going on with the movie. You really want to stick around for all 5 of them.
Because
they are worth
they
it.
made the announcements for the third.
And I want to get back to Yondu. He steals the show. Forget about it.
You know what? Every time he's on the screen, I
thought he was gonna be Baby Groot. Everything from the opening scene, you just knew Baby Groot was gonna be in the center of it. But what James did with Yondu,
I agree.
Like,
and speaking of the opening sequence, it's better than better than Deadpool's opening sequence in my opinion. Even though Deadpool's opening sequence is so out of this world, like unlike anything we've seen in the movie.
This one is pretty
especially
sick.
if you saw the first movie.
And so you know the Peter Quill's opening sequence.
So yeah. And
okay, another thing that is very, very important about this movie that we definitely disagree on
is the
music.
Yeah.
When the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, nobody really came out, nobody really knew how big and important the music was gonna play in the movie. And then the movie came out and we were blown away. Everybody.
Just in the trailers alone, like the music they used in the trailers was amazing.
And a week or so before the movie came out, James announced the music that was gonna be part of the Volume 2.
Yeah,
and here's the thing, you can't really jump into any conclusions on that point, because while you might know the songs, you don't know where the songs are, how they fit.
Exactly.
And are there, and what kind of part, and where James put the songs gives them as much importance as anything else. And that's where we disagree on. Because from my standpoint of view, he nailed it.
Yeah, for
a lot better than he did in the first one.
From my standpoint,
the music fits every time, every place that the music was put. It fits the mood of the movie. It fits everything.
Yeah, and because all the
he thinks they were slow.
Listen. I like slow songs.
Here's
but
the
not
thing:
every
when you
song
have a
needs to be
slow sequence,
and this
a
is
slow song fits.
Not necessarily.
It does in this case.
But not all of the sequences were slow. Not all of the sequences required slow music. Some of them could be more upbeat, not necessarily.
But you were ruining the movie.
Not because really. Listen, we talked about this last night when we were coming home. 80s is like, there's 10 years to work with. There's 10 years to work with.
And he picked great songs that fit perfectly with the movie that he made.
I think he had at least 5 other choices for every song that he put.
I'm pretty sure he had 10, and out of the 10, he picked these.
And I think he could have done a better job.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
When you make your Guardians of the Galaxy, you can pick any songs you want.
And listen, the movie I have in mind,
music fits.
It's nothing similar to, well, kind of similar is to Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's set in this.
It's really big, important. It adds importance to the movie. You saw it in the first one.
I was a bit disappointed with the music.
Music fits in the second one even better than it did in the first one.
And we get the Guardians of the Galaxy score throughout the movie at various points as well, which was also cool and also very reminiscent of the Avengers score. because it's similar but not the same. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say about this movie?
Without spoiling it, nothing.
Nothing. So
listen, prepare, like we said, prepare to be entertained, prepare to laugh your butt off, and prepare to cry because it will happen.
And prepare to have fun. It's an enjoyable movie. Go see it. I don't think you necessarily have to see it in 3D. I think this movie can be seen
in 2D. And James said that technically to get the best experience out of it, you want to go and see it in IMAX. We don't have an IMAX theater, so that's not going to happen for us. If you can, go see it in IMAX, just because it will give you a bigger picture than what you'll get. The movie was made to be watched in IMAX.
Definitely.
So if you can go check it out in IMAX, do it. Otherwise, I think you can watch it in 2D. You don't necessarily have to do it in 3D. But you want to rate it?
We talked about this last night. Again, our rating system is 1 to 30. So on that scale, I can't go anything less below. I would have to watch it again. But I'm
gonna watch it again.
I can't go below 25 out of 30, and I can go above. I think it's because of the music. I mean, just I had an issue with it. I'm sorry. So whatever.
Well, I'm not prepared. I debated this point a lot, but while I'm not prepared to go full 30 out of 30, I am giving this movie a rating of 29 out of 30 because I really think it is that good, in my opinion. And like I said, probably gonna watch it again and then a few more times after that, especially once it comes out on DVD. But to me, at this point, this is, and I'm still high from the emotions from last night, but
definitely
I don't think it subsides at any point. This movie is rewatchable as many times as you want to do it, and I think, in my opinion, humble opinion if you would, this is the best movie in the MCU by far till now.
Okay.
Better than the Avengers, better than any Captain America, Civil War, Winter Soldier, better than the Iron Man. Okay. This movie just skyrocketed to the top of the MCU list for me. It's that good.
Listen, it's a great movie. I mean, you cannot not enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
And
we can't wait for the third one.
Oh, they're gonna start working on it.
And while we
after this one finishes
I think
run,
it's Sean Gunn.
Sean Gunn, yeah.
I think it's Sean Gunn, James's brother. He's one of the Ravagers, and even he plays a big part in this movie.
Yeah.
A very, very good part.
In the first
and he
movie,
gets a lot of screen time.
In the first movie, he was just a goofy comic relief.
He was one of the Ravagers.
Yeah, but he was just a goofy comic relief.
In the second one,
he's still goofy. He's still a bit of a comic relief, but he's a lot more. He's used a lot better than in the first movie.
He got a lot more screen time, and hence his part was a lot bigger. And again, a nice addition to the Guardians of the Galaxy. They
expanded the galaxy in the MCU so much just with this movie alone.
And what happens with the villains? I said zzz for a reason.
Yeah, there's
stuff happening here that will blow you away.
Yeah.
And as the that it? We're done?
I think that's it. I mean, we can go and talk spoilers, but
no, we're not gonna do that for you. So, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. Go watch the movie. Fast 8 is still playing. Circle came out, but Guardians are definitely worth a watch. And as Groot would say, and Raccoon would translate, I am Groot, or welcome to the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy.
May the 4th be with you.